Hello and welcome to a new video, and today it's the first day on board of AIDAaura, the ship that I showed you in the last video. And in this video we will see the first 3 days on board. The embarkation day, the first day at sea, and the day in Newcastle in England, because our cruise will take us to the United Kingdom, mostly to Scotland, but we also have one stop in England, which is Newcastle upon Tyne. 2 videos ago I arrived with start from Cuxhaven in Hamburg. From there I took the S-Bahn to the so-called Landungsbrücken. From there you can take the harbor ferry, and with this harbor ferry you're sailing right past your cruise ship if it is docked in Altona. After a very easy and comfortable check-in, it was time to board our ship, and of course we take a look at the cabin first. We had an inside cabin which is a bit smaller than on newer ships, but it was still a very decent size and a very nice cabin with all features that you need. Here you can see it in total. And now we're going to take a look at the details. We have a very nice proper desk, which is actually also suitable for work if you, for example, want to edit some pictures or videos on the laptop, like in my case. Then we have 2 power sockets, only these 2, so that's okay, not perfect, but it's an older ship. But you have a lot of storage space all over the cabin. And also the bathroom is very spacious. Comes with a proper shower, not with a shower curtain, and also has a lot of storage space. The mandatory safety drill was done digitally, but at the end everybody had to listen to the emergency signal, which consists of 7 short and 1 long blasts, of course, and here you can hear them. In Hamburg was a big event, a harbor birthday that's taking place every year. We did not participate in the parade, but still there were a lot of ships that we could see during our time in Hamburg. And after watching this for quite a few hours, it was time to leave Hamburg. We listened to the Sail Away melody of AIDA and enjoyed leaving Hamburg. The next day started obviously with a nice breakfast in the market, a restaurant, and after that we went to the AIDA bar that obviously does also have quite nice selection of alcohol-free cocktails for the morning. And the weather was very foggy, so there was not much to see. Then it was already time for lunch, which we had in the Calypso restaurant, and after that we borrowed a game and also had 1 or 2 proper drinks whilst we were still sailing through the very thick fog. And that means that we will hear the foghorn of the ship every 2 minutes. Here you can see my dinner. Okay, it's a buffet restaurant, so that does not look very nice, but the quality of the food was excellent. I was very surprised by how high the quality of the food and the products are. And then after an evening in the Anytime bar, we are already on day number 3, and that started with a very nice breakfast in a selection restaurant. For a small surcharge, you can enjoy a very luxurious breakfast with fresh orange juice, champagne, and a general very nice, calm and relaxed atmosphere. So that was a very nice start in the day. We even had freshly made scrambled eggs and steak tartare. And then it was already time to leave the ship and explore Newcastle in England. The docking location in Newcastle is quite far away from the city, so it's not possible to walk there. The ship of course offered a shuttle, but we decided to do it on our own, so we walked about 45 minutes to the next ferry location, and from there we took a ferry to the other side to South Shields, and from there we took the metro. This is by far not the fastest way to get to the city, but we wanted to try different ways to get to the city and back, and I thought the idea of taking a ferry is quite a nice thing, so that was the reason why we took this detour with the ferry. It was also quite nice because we sailed almost past our cruise ship, as the ferry port on the other side of the River Tyne was quite close to our cruise ship, and from there it was just a short walk to the metro station of South Shields. To get the ticket we just downloaded a local ticket app and then we bought a day ticket, which was valid for the ferry and the metro all day long. And so here on the side of South Shields, we took the metro to the city center of Newcastle. If you're interested in that, there will be a separate video coming soon about the metro. Will be actually the next video. Advantage if you're going from South Shields is that you have this breathtaking view of one of the main sites of Newcastle. Those bridges that you just saw, we will see them later on, of course, again. We left the metro at the station Haymarket, which is the northern end of the city center, and then we walked all the way through the very beautiful city center of Newcastle. And as we are not the typical cruise passengers, we did not return to the ship for lunch. Instead, we had lunch at one of my favorite restaurants, the chain Wagamama's, and after that we continued exploring the city center of Newcastle, which in my opinion is a very, very beautiful city, and as I was not expecting anything, I was really surprised in a positive way by how beautiful Newcastle actually is. And it's not only famous for the beautiful city center, it's also famous for its bridges. Here you can see the Gateshead Millennium Bridge, which is a very unique bridge that can fold to the side, and here in the background you see those other bridges, mainly the Tyne Bridge, which is also famous and looks a bit like the bridge in Sydney. Very beautiful bridge, and after that we walked to the stadium, and from there we took the metro back to our ship. So we spent quite a few hours in this beautiful city, which is also very nice for shopping, so of course we bought a few souvenirs and other things, and then we walked back to the AIDAaura from the station Meadowell, and from there it's about 20 minutes of walk, and shortly before arriving we saw the DFDS ferry leaving Newcastle. This ferry connects Newcastle with Amsterdam, or more specific, the city of IJmuiden, which is close to Amsterdam, with departures every day. But we of course went back to our ship, the AIDAaura, and after a short safety check we went back on board and visited the Ocean Bar on deck 7. Very nice bar at the aft of the ship with a nice view. Here in the background you can also see the fog still waiting for us, and now it was time to leave Newcastle to sail away. And that was quite interesting because we could not turn straight, we just had to go a bit further more upstream, where there is a place that is big enough for our ship to turn. So we were going in the wrong direction first, of course not without leaving the port how it's supposed to be, of course by blowing the ship's horn 3 times. And now we are reaching the place where the River Tyne is wide enough for us to turn, but still there was not too much space, so you can clearly see that the port of Newcastle is not a port that every cruise ship can reach, and this is the big advantage of the smaller ships like AIDAaura that is just about 200 meters long, because it can reach ports that the bigger ships are unable to reach, just like Newcastle. I don't know how big ships can be to dock here in Newcastle, but I'm pretty sure that the bigger ships like AIDA Nova are unable to reach the city of Newcastle. Here we are going past our docking location and heading straight into the wall of fog that you can see in front of us. That was very spectacular to see, and of course that means again every 2 minutes the foghorn will be sounded. And here we are now passing the ferry port that we used in the morning, and now we're going straight into the fog. And as you can see, there's not that much to see because the fog is getting thicker and thicker. So I went back inside, and here we are reaching the end of the River Tyne, the mouth of the River Tyne, with the passing of this lighthouse, which is just a smaller, older lighthouse, because we have a bay here, and at the end of the bay there we have the proper lighthouse. And here you can see why lighthouses are still in use nowadays, even with modern technology. Still, even though it's just a few meters away, you can barely see it, so that's why you still have to have the light in the lighthouse. And then we spent the evening in the bars with some more cocktails, and that's it for the first video from the first 3 days on board. The next video will see the metro of Newcastle, and here you can see when this video will be uploaded and the name of the song. As always, I'd like to say thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please consider to comment, like, subscribe or share the video link, and I hope to see you in my next video.